Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone's having a great start to the week. I'm Richard Bandu, and I'm here with a very special guest, Luki, who I've actually had the pleasure of meeting at a event last year. I believe it was last year, Luki, in the early February. And yeah, he was very good at like giving me like advice about like soft skills and ways like how to network and also really like helping like the young professionals like guide them into their career paths and he has his brand focus inspired, which he's advertising really nice merch right there. So I'm gonna pass it over to you, Loki. Like please carry on this introduction with
Yeah,
him.
so I'm Luki Danukarjanto. It's Indonesian. Most people are curious about the last name, but I call myself the soft skills
Soft
guy.
skills.
And I like to say that I found my purpose helping others find theirs. So it's
Mhm.
typically working with young professionals,
Yeah.
so call it 18 to 35. So it's either the students, like in university, college,
Mhm.
and oftentimes they're there because mom and dad want them to become a doctor, engineer, accountant, and lawyer. And sometimes they just go through the motions and get it. Sometimes they realize this is not what I want at all, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And then I also work with like the recent grads who might have got to um, finish and then realize it's actually hard to land a job,
Yeah,
especially
yes.
if they didn't do like a co-op program or an internship program.
Mhm.
It's even more difficult.
Yeah,
And then I'll often, I guess, my top level clients would be the folks that kind of did what they needed to do. They
mhm.
got the degree, they got the job at whatever the big four accounting firm, and they've done a
Right.
couple of busy seasons, and they realize,
Mhm.
is this it? do I just do I just
Is
keep
this the
doing this
plateau?
for a couple of decades, and then
Yeah,
they realize, well, that's not successful. That's not
yeah,
happiness. That's not fulfillment for them.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
when you get to that point, there's a little bit of crisis.
Mhm.
It's a very early midlife, quarter life crisis for some of them. And then they got to figure out what they want to do. And then
Yeah.
usually it's a buildup of their soft skills in
Mhm.
order to get them to that. So yeah, that's a little bit
Yeah.
about me, and happy
Yes.
to dig into more.
Exactly. Yeah, no, we're gonna get onto this. That was a really great intro. And you mentioned like a big factor of especially like from speaking from my case, like again, coming from Europe, then
Mhm.
migrating to Canada, of course, like coming in and it's like you gotta go into a new environment, make new friends, and again, like going to like even a different type of workforce. Like from your experience, Luki, how was that like for you? Like, coming to Canada and like really having to start and build your way up to the position you are now.
Yeah, so I lucked out where my parents did the heavy lifting very early
Exactly.
on, and they
Hmm.
brought me into Canada when I was about 3 years old, right?
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
basically
Sure.
grew up in the Toronto area,
Okay.
but the culture, or I guess the identity that I had, was a little bit mixed up
Mm.
because I'm was born in Indonesia, but I'm
Yeah.
ancestrally Chinese. So anybody watching on
Okay.
the video can probably see.
Hmm.
And then I moved to Canada. So am I Indonesian? Am I Chinese? Am I Canadian?
A little
And so
mixture of all the three. And
all of those things. Yeah. So growing up, it was a little bit challenging because we would have people that were locals. They were born and raised in Canada. Then we would have the immigrants like myself. But because I came here so early, then seemed a little bit more Canadian, but I wasn't because I wasn't actually born here. And we'd have the newer immigrants, the fresh off the boat, as they said. Those types of immigrants. So I didn't really fit within
Mhm.
those crowds. So it was always like where do I belong? It
Yeah.
was always a little bit of a challenge for me.
Hmm.
And I gotta say that growing up, it was a struggle, right? Again,
Yeah.
because I didn't have these soft skills. I didn't
Right.
have this knowledge of managing my mindset. I was
Hmm.
always fearful of judgment. Like, what will they think about this or
Yeah.
that or whatever?
Hmm.
Even the ability to make friends. I was a little
Yeah.
bit of an awkward kid at times. And
Totally.
things like even communication, like I was a little
Hmm.
bit more on the shy side.
Right.
So being even doing this conversation, I would have been like, nope,
No.
please, I don't want to do that. So it took a lot of, I guess, unlearning and then
Right.
relearning of different things in
Sure.
order to get to where I am. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's a long journey for that if you want to jump into that.
Yeah. No, I'm so glad you mentioned that because I feel like there is like I was in Toronto for about a couple years now. I
Mm,
came in 2023 and we met last year and I went through that process of like really kind of putting yourself in uncomfortable situations
mhm.
that they say that quote like you have to be comfortable in uncomfortable like
Yeah.
situations in order to improve and in order to develop. So that's something that I had to really like push on. And when you're mentioning this, I'm like, okay, it's funny how you can meet people in different walks of life and we're connected
Yeah.
in some shape or form. So,
And I wanted to share with folks that
mhm.
now what I try to do is pursue discomfort.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is if you think about it, when you're in your comfort zone, you're
Mhm.
not growing.
Yeah.
You're just doing the exact same thing that you did before.
Mhm.
But when you're uncomfortable, that really should be changed from a perspective, from your perspective, and say that you're not uncomfortable,
Mhm.
you're growing
Yeah.
because growth is a little bit uncomfortable,
Mm.
right? So that new experience, new mindset, new environment, new people, new whatever, that's just growth.
Yeah.
And all humans seek growth. They don't like the discomfort part.
The
If they can
struggle.
rebrand it, then yeah, then things become a lot easier as well.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful, Luki. And so, Louis, another point you also mentioned was like the idea of like experience. We talked about like internships and even
Mhm.
like even goes into like volunteering, networking. Describe like how important that is to really have that experience when going into your like let's say career path or your journey towards the career you're looking to go towards too. Mhm.
Yeah, in this day and age, it's kind of like everything. I usually use the analogy of, well, would you rather learn swimming from someone who read every single book on swimming or someone who's been in the water for the past 4 years?
Option
I'd
two.
probably want the second, right?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, in school, we've read a lot of books and theoretically have done a lot of things, but without the actual lived experience, there's a very big difference between reading the books on swimming and jumping in the water, right? So imagine the same thing for whatever you studied for,
Yeah.
whether you're coding, marketing, or psychology or whatever, right? The theory is good to know, absolutely, but putting into practice, there's a very big difference in the academic knowledge versus experiential knowledge.
Right.
So having some sort of internship, a part-time job, even working a survival job, being
Mm.
able to interact with people, being able to show up on time, being able to
Punctuality.
understand expectations. Like those little things are supposedly what school has taught you, right? Because
Mhm.
by submitting your assignments, by getting things done, that kind of shows a bit of time management,
Yeah.
but not necessarily because most students just cram and they wait till the night before in order to do that. In the real world, you can't really cram, right? If you submit things like the day before or whatever in your work, you're probably not going to be working there very long,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You have
Same
to
point.
iterate through it. And
Mm.
getting used to that and training yourself is a process in itself.
Mm.
So the more that folks can even choose programs that have a built-in internship component, co-op component, or whatever
Mhm.
it is, work integrated learning. Because if you can't go and work for, let's say, 4 months, 12 months, then at least work with a real company
Mhm.
that they'll submit an assignment and they help grade and provide feedback on it, like little case competitions, volunteering, or whatever project that you can come up with yourself to
Mhm.
take the academic knowledge and putting it into applied knowledge. That would be super important. So, highly recommend because that used to be great, I guess, decades ago,
Yeah.
or when the university system first started.
Mhm.
But now, in this day and age, we need something different. And especially with
Yeah.
the advent of AI,
Sure.
like all that knowledge is commoditized, right? I just
Yeah.
asked ChatGPT,
Check.
Gemini about this,
Yeah.
right? But will it know will you know whether that's correct,
Yeah.
whether you should do it in this case or that case, whether you gave it the right context or not.
Hmm.
That'll be more of the important skills in the future.
Yeah, yeah, because there can be a really like over reliance on the ChatGPT. Like
Of
rather
course.
than I can like maybe go to a library, get the book and do my research, I can just press like a button and I already got like the answer right
Mhm.
there. So it's a convenience, but not to be, get so reliant on it in that case. And
100%. I mean,
yeah,
AI
for
is a
sure.
tool and it's meant to accelerate folks. But
Hmm.
I use the saying, you want AI to help HI,
Very
HI
good.
as in human intelligence,
Nice.
whereas it is something to help you get smarter and grow and use that for research and to test theories and give you
Yeah.
other alternatives. But at the end of the day, you have to make the decision on what's great. Now, unfortunately, as students, you'll take what it gets, copy paste it, and send it, versus no, let me analyze it. Let me
Yeah.
take this part out. Let me combine it with this other part. Let me enhance it. Let me this and that and whatever. That's really what you want to use AI for,
Mhm.
to help improve your own intelligence, your own way of thinking, giving you things you haven't thought about, and expand your creativity, especially with that generative AI. It'll come up with stuff that is completely ridiculous,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
sometimes it'll be like, huh, that's actually a good point. That one maybe there that has legs to it, and let's do something about it.
Yeah,
But
nice.
yeah, just
Hmm.
don't be lazy with AI.
Don't. That's the tagline today, folks. Don't be lazy with AI. And speaking on even to tag on that AI, social media, we're in a digital world now, of course, Luki. It even connects with like networking. Like how can like even for let's say that age range from 18 to 35, how can they really utilize social media to maybe get like that better benefits from the networking on your side?
Yeah,
Hmm.
so social
Hmm.
media is a great tool to enhance what's called your personal brand,
Right.
right? And a lot of people talk about it and they may or may not like the world because I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want to do that. But everybody has a personal brand, whether they
Mhm.
like it or not.
Yeah,
And if you don't like the term personal brand, just call it your reputation.
sure.
What are you known for? And you are known for something, whether you like it or not. Whether you want to publicly project it out, that's what social media will be for. And more people are being, call it discovered, or being known
Mhm.
because they have a bit of a digital footprint.
Yeah.
And because everything is digital nowadays, I've actually seen some new technology that is kind of scraping the internet for different signals. And instead of just taking your resume and saying, okay, yeah, this person did that, it's saying, and you also posted that you attended this event, and you also registered for this, and you also did boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Those are other signals that say, well, this person might be a great fit for this role. They
Mhm.
take the initiative, they're part of this volunteering, this not for profit, and all that. And maybe it can correlate what's in your resume and say, okay, they said this, but I can't find evidence anywhere that they
Mhm.
had it because on the volunteer website, on the student club,
Size.
it's not there. They're not listed
Sure.
there.
It's no
Um,
issue.
so so what happens? But folks need to understand, again, social media is a tool.
Yeah.
Right? How far do you want to use that tool? Do you want to be that influencer with hundreds of thousands, millions of followers? Maybe not. But with the 10 people, 100 people that you are connected to that are aware of you, how well do they know you?
Right.
Like what you can do for them.
Sure.
And you always want to start with quality, but then you can expand to quantity afterwards.
Right.
So it's a matter of, first of all, what do you even want to be known for? Right? Because if you're not cultivating your brand, then your brand is going to exist in some shape or form. So you might as well tell them what you want to be known for.
Yeah.
Because if you want to be known for like marketing, but all you're showing is your coding projects, well, those are a little bit disconnected.
Yeah.
So being more proactive about your own brand and what how you use social media, again, that's under your control. Otherwise, it's going to be, well, this your friend posted this and tagged you on that and whatever, and then whatever the
Yeah.
algorithm decides is the common feature, that'll be your brand.
Know your
So you might as well
brand.
do it proactively than
Exactly.
reactively.
It's
Yeah.
like getting lost in the sauce at the end. Yeah, it's just getting
Yeah.
tagged around. And I like what you really said, pointed out, Luki, about the substance.
Mm.
If it's like your brand really doesn't have any substance, how is it going to really stand out from the other? maybe creators who are in maybe your field or have that
Yeah,
similar brand. So it has to have
yeah,
some type of reason. Why am I going to Luke here or why am I going to Richard? There has to
yeah,
be a specific reason.
for
You're
sure. Yeah.
given that. Yes. Yeah. So okay. And of course, that's the networking from the digital side. What do you think about, of course, what do you think about like again, networking and meeting people like coffee chats or meeting in person or even arranging like maybe a small group get together to speak on like certain related topics? And what's your thoughts on that?
I'm I'm a huge fan, right?
Right.
So I believe, and I think there's research out there where an in-person connection
Mhm.
with someone is, I think it's like 34 times more effective than an online one. And it's not 34%,
Mhm.
it's 3,400%, like
Mhm.
34 times. Like we met in person
Yeah.
and we had a stronger connection. If we've only met online, it would have been okay, a
Medium.
little bit different. And if we
Mhm.
meet again in person, it'd be like, yeah, how's it
Wow.
going? And then all that sort of stuff,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
So it definitely increases the level, the intensity of the relationship.
Sure.
So highly recommended. Now, does it have to only be in person? No. Like virtual can help to fill in the gaps because I'm not traveling to England anytime soon. When the next time you're going to be in Toronto, it'll be a little bit of
It's gonna
time.
be great. Yeah.
So this
Hmm.
this is the next best thing.
Hmm.
But in lieu of that, if you are in the city, if I am over there, then hey, could we meet up?
Yeah.
That will elevate the relationship that much faster.
Absolutely.
But it depends on the type of person because some people are the social butterflies that
Yeah.
love organizing, getting people together. Some
Mhm.
people would rather just show up, right?
Sure.
So the more shy introverted
Yeah.
people may opt to find a friend who is that organizer.
Right.
And I still recommend those people to connect with those folks because there's so much value in connecting with
Yeah.
people in person. And that's what I feel the world is missing a little bit. Like
Right.
we have a lot of connections, but not a lot of connection,
Yeah.
right? In the
Mm.
sense that like shaking someone's hand, having a
Yeah.
meal with someone, like a coffee or whatever,
Mhm.
that goes a long way. Just talking about stuff, sharing your insights, being able to argue
Yeah.
and have different opinions
Mhm.
and then still be friends afterwards. I think that's a skill that's sorely lacking because
Sure.
it seems to be that no, I can only hang out with the people who think exactly like me. Like
Yeah.
I love finding the people who think differently than me
Hmm.
because like you have a totally different viewpoint. I
Hmm.
need to know more because I think differently. I
Yeah.
believe this and I'm open to change my thoughts
Hmm.
for a compelling reason. But I'm not necessarily just going to believe what you say.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you got your own mindset, and like even though we disagree, we can still be like, okay, I see your perspective, but I
Yeah,
respectfully just disagree on that
for
side.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and I
Yeah.
believe that's a
Hmm.
skill set,
Yeah.
right? Just like anything,
Hmm.
if you are one of those more shy, introverted
Sure.
people, it's going to be more challenging for you to start
Right.
asking someone for a coffee chat, asking for lunch or
Yeah.
drinks or whatever. But
Hmm.
after you do it 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, then it gets easier.
Yeah.
Like I'll ask, I asked a client of mine saying, um, about their confidence in being able to connect with someone. It's like, oh,
Mm.
I'm not very confident at all. And then I asked them the question, well, how confident are you in drinking a cup of water? And they were confused with the question
It
because like,
startled.
what do you mean? Well, like at some point you weren't able to drink it. And usually as a baby, you probably wet yourself and dumped yourself a bunch of water in your face. But eventually you don't even think about drinking.
Comes
How
natural.
many, yeah,
Hmm.
how many times did that take?
Hmm.
100, 1,000, a million?
Yeah.
Well, get to that point and networking will be a breeze.
Yeah.
Connecting with someone
Yeah.
will be a breeze.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for a lot
Hmm.
of folks, they're not shy or introverted.
Yeah.
They're just new.
Yeah.
Like the first
It's
time you do anything, you're not very
absolutely.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's the first step because I remember even at the event we met, I'm someone who's really like passionate about public speaking. Like I
Mm,
watch TED Talks all the time and I
right.
envision myself one day. So when I saw you there presenting and talking to a room and folks, the room was filled with a lot of like young, hungry entrepreneurs. And I saw him talking and really calm and composed. I was like, okay, seeing him, it's like I could do that. But it like Luki, it must have started from somewhere. Like it had to be small steps. And then once you get into that position, like, okay, I've done this enough time. I feel very like confident I can take control of doing this on a regular
100%.
basis. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so a lot of the
Hmm.
people on stage doing TED
Yeah.
Talks, you see their like chapter 50, right?
Yeah.
Whereas people are on their chapter 3, right? They're earlier in their journey.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
yes, they'll be further ahead.
Yeah.
But I went through my chapter 4 and 5, and some of it wasn't pretty.
Been there.
And but gladly that not a lot of that those ones are recorded and available. But um, what you do is
Yeah.
afterwards, you take some time to assess what did I do well? What could I
Hmm.
do better? And then make sure to do both of them next time and then
Yeah.
next time. And then you get the incremental improvements so that eventually
Hmm.
you're doing TED Talks, you're
Yeah.
doing big public speaking, you're doing whatever it is.
Hmm.
But at the end of the event, I brushed the sweat off my brow
Yeah.
and I went into my car and I said, I'm glad that's
I
done
got
because
stuff.
I wouldn't prefer to do it, but I do it because I want the knowledge, I want the understanding to be out there, and I want people to learn and grow.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And there's always someone who can definitely relate. Like I did. I was able to kind of see it from that side. And you're able to just take them points and kind of use it for your like journey,
for sure.
there as well.
And
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
the
Hmm.
speaker after me was like Yasser Khan, who
Oh,
is
yeah,
even light years ahead of
top
me. So I'm
tier.
like, I thought I did a pretty good job, and then I
Yeah.
listened to him. I was like, holy
Wow.
jeez, like how
Yes.
much more do I have to
Yeah,
go?
to get to his and there.
This
But
level,
yeah, but like you said, he's like us, he all started from somewhere. Like I think he just kept
exactly.
on pushing and kept on persevering to get to that place he is at now and there. Yeah. So looky, and then speaking of for quick with like the soft skills and that, what do you think if you had to put three down, what would you think are like the three most important? Like, I need these soft skills to land this type of job. This is the job I want. This is the dream I want. What are the three essentials you must have, would you say?
Yeah, if I had to pick
Yeah.
three, communication would be at the top,
Right.
right? Because
Communication.
that's and it's probably overlapping with a lot of these other
Sure.
ones.
Hmm.
But communication is number well, I don't know if it's number one or a close second
Close.
is your mindset,
Okay.
right?
Mindset.
Because that's really communicating with yourself, right? And
Hmm.
how you communicate. Because if you're constantly saying, I'm not good enough or I'm not whatever, then you'll never apply. Then
Ever.
you'll never be able to do the interview. Then you never do that TED talk because you can't even get on stage. So that between the two of them, now which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Egg.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get out there on stage and you do a good job, so it reinforces your mindset.
Sure.
And sometimes you get the mindset first so that you can do it. Whichever one,
Which one?
both are equally kind of close, 1 and 2. You choose which one is one, which one is two. For the third one, I'd probably say it's social skills, right? What we talked
Mm-hmm.
about, connecting with people. So it has a huge overlap with communication,
Hmm.
but it's also communicating with other people. A key skill in the social skills is empathy, right? Putting yourself in the other person's shoes. What do they want? What do they value? How could you make it about them? And when you make things about them, the relationships go better
Right.
because there's an expression, you can have anything in life that you want if you help enough people get what they want,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And I find that quote to be more and more true
Hmm.
because and if that doesn't land with you, it's kind of karma. The more you give, the more you receive,
You receive.
right?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
for those that don't like karma, it's physics, right? For every
Sure.
action, there's an equal and
There's
opposite
an
reaction.
exception
So you give,
reaction.
guess what's
Yeah.
going to happen? You
Hmm.
receive.
Yeah.
Now, most people, unfortunately, want to start with receiving
Yeah.
and
I've
getting.
met them. I've met them.
There's a few of those out there.
Met them.
But if you don't give, then how can you receive? There's research out there. Adam Grant has some research out there for givers and takers.
Hmm.
So there's basically three types of people out in the world. A small portion are givers, right? They
Okay.
just give, 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 give. A small portion are takers. They just take, 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 take. Yeah, you want to avoid them.
Sure.
Most other people are matchers,
Metrics.
right? So if you
Hmm.
give, you receive. If you scratch my back, I scratch yours, right?
Sure. Helping each other.
And
Hmm.
yeah, and when you understand those dynamics, then your social skills improve. Obviously, with some strong communication, with a good mindset and wanting to connect with people, those would be super helpful as well. So those would be the top close second as well.
Yeah, yeah. And just before we go, Luki, we were talking about also the like traveling, kind of like even banging off like, kind of going out your comfort zone. How important do you think it is like to again for up and comers who are going into the job fields like for traveling, like possibly even if it's not even out of the country, but traveling to a different part of their setting. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's less about the traveling and
Mhm.
more about the new
Right.
experiences, right? Obviously, if you move halfway across the world or over an ocean, the experiences are probably going to be very different,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
But just going out and doing like a case competition
Right.
or um, joining a totally different interest group, those types of new experiences can be just as helpful.
Mm.
If you have the means and the time to be able to travel, definitely recommend it
Sure.
because the world is so amazing.
Yeah.
There's so many interesting cultures, so many different things, and if you can experience it firsthand, that is definitely recommended. But not everybody has the means, not
For
everybody
sure.
has the time. So in lieu of that, then just do something different.
Mhm.
A recommendation that I had with a previous client is go find something different to do. So if you were going to find a site like Eventbrite or Meetup
Right.
that has different things,
Mhm.
let's say go on Eventbrite and do the third event that's there, whatever the third one is,
Whatever it says, just
just
run
to
it.
try. Whether it's like basket weaving
Yeah.
or it's something totally different like salsa dancing
Salsa
or
dancing.
something that you may
Yeah.
or may not.
Hmm.
Yeah, give it a shot,
Yeah.
right? It might be
Exactly.
that new experience that you had. It might be coding, it might be
Yeah.
cooking, it might be something else, but
Hmm.
it might give you that different of experience, different something that will help you kind of incubate some new thoughts and new
Sure, sure.
perspectives
It's
for you.
like keeping that open mindset to be like, okay, I can
100%.
maybe try this and who knows, this can maybe link to something that I'm already envisioning
Yeah.
also.
And it
Yeah.
might be something that you love doing, or
Hmm.
you might realize, yeah, I absolutely don't want to be doing that. So,
Right.
so
This
both
is
of those are good decisions or good data points to have as well.
excellent. Yes, perfect. Excellent. So yeah, Luki, any other like info you would want to like mention or talk about? Like anything else on your mind?
No, I would just say
Yeah.
for folks
Hmm.
to be kind to themselves, right?
Right.
Because in this
Hmm.
world, it's too many people, myself included, beat themselves up. And really, we have a lot to be grateful for, right? The
Yeah.
fact that you can even be watching this video, listening to this
Yeah.
video or this recording,
Hmm.
we have a lot to be thankful for. Yeah. So, and the more that you can add gratitude into your day,
Hmm.
the better things become.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's right. Even just to add on that, okay, yeah, I feel a lot of people they sometimes getting to your destination can take a long time to get to,
Mm,
and I'm someone who can speak on this, and I feel like there was going to be bumps and there's going to be like challenges to get there. So, but just be grateful that you still have a ability and opportunity to get there. And everyone's going to have setbacks, but you just
yeah.
have to really rise up and just keep on continuing to get
Yeah.
to your path. Hmm.
Yeah. My view is that whatever you do, there's always the bad stuff and
Yeah.
there's the good stuff.
Always.
Now, if
Hmm.
you focus on the good stuff, you'll get more good stuff.
Yeah.
If you
Hmm.
focus on the bad stuff, you get more bad stuff.
Yeah.
So it's your choice.
Yeah.
Right?
Manifestation. Yeah.
It's a bit of manifestation, all
Manifestation.
that sort of self-fulfilling prophecies and things like
Yeah.
that. So
Hmm.
my choice when I'm aware enough is to
Mm.
choose the good stuff and try to avoid the bad stuff where possible. But sometimes, I mean, I'm human. Sometimes
Yeah.
I get in that downward
Yeah.
spiral a little bit as well, and then I have to try to quickly pull myself
Put
out
yourself out.
as best I can, or talk to a friend or get have that the social
Yeah,
skills to
of
get people to
course.
help you out
Yeah,
of that
very
mess as well.
definite. Yeah, it's very when you're building that circle of people, there will always be that someone to speak to, can give you that right, like advice when it's necessary. I'm there. Yeah,
100%.
it's
Yeah.
perfect. So, Luki, of course, I mentioned, of course, Focus Inspired, your brand. Tell the people, of course, where they can find you. Tell a bit about like your links, social media handles.
For
Yeah.
sure. So I'm most active on LinkedIn,
Right.
Luki Danukarjanto. There's not a lot of us out there. You could probably find me pretty easily. I have a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
Focus Inspired, again from the company, and you can probably find me on most social media, but again, most active on LinkedIn, YouTube as well. And if you're interested in the books, available at Amazon, Indigo, or kind of online book retailers as well. And yeah, I am introducing, or I have my career confidence gym, which is basically taking a lot of what we just talked about and working out virtually your communications, your time management, your social skills, or whatever, getting guidance and advice from a coach like me in order to help you along the way to career success. So, yeah, connect, and I'm happy to have conversations. And hopefully, folks will connect to share their stories. And I'd love to
Mm.
learn their swipe, the stuff I wish I knew earlier, the advice to their younger selves, because I'm
Yeah.
always willing to learn and grow as well.
Excellent. Yes. So yeah, perfect, Lucas. So all those details, we're gonna put that in the description below so anyone can find Luki. And I want to say again, big thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're a busy man to come on and this collaboration. So I really, really appreciate it. Luki.
My
And
pleasure. Thank you for the
that's
opportunity. And
absolutely.
yeah, we'll chat soon.
Yes, and yes. All right, cool. So take care and see you on the next one. Bye.